on the record.
Mr. Meneses, may I ask one of the other commissioners to chair this meeting? I don't have great confidence in this phone line I'm on, so it's probably best I take a back seat on this one. Would either of you gentlemen like to chair this thing on my behalf?
I'd be happy to. I just have to get. I'm having a hard time getting my my email up here, but I've pulled up immediately, and Mr. Pennington is ready to go.
So, while you guys are doing that, I'll introduce you.
I am ready to go, but Commissioner Peters, once you get it up, why don't you chair the meeting?
You got it. You got it. No problem. We're just with the security thing on this new email, and I lost it already. So I'll pull it back up here and.
So while you guys are doing that, I think I sent this to you guys via email. Miss Kelly Wagner is now here from the AG's office. She is now our assigned AG, replacing Miss Deanie Ray.
Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm sorry I can't be there. I look forward to meeting you, and welcome. Welcome to our interesting world. It's a little bit different than anything else you might have done, but we're glad to have you.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
Awesome.
Shoot, you know, I'm having a hard time here. It says I already downloaded this once, and now it's on another computer. What's up with the new security thing here?
That was at the request of Mr. Pennington.
Okay.
This allows us to have information that would ordinarily be confidential to be sent to us, and I really appreciate the effort. Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Peters, if it's okay with you, then I'll just go ahead and chair the meeting at this point.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry about that.
If you want, real quick, while you're still trying to do that, Carlo can send you a heavily redacted version, which will have all phone numbers, addresses, dates of birth, and personal identifying information redacted on a non-secured email. He can send that to you now, so you can at least open up and see and follow along a little bit.
I actually just got it. I got it. I opened it up yesterday, and then I guess it was on my laptop, so now I'm going through it again. So sorry, I'm actually just pulling it up.
Okay.
I have it. Ready to roll.
Okay, so do you want to chair the meeting, Commissioner Peters?
If it helps you, I will. No problem.
Okay, go right ahead.
Okay. See, the time is 10:03, and my name is Scott Peters. I'll be chairing the meeting here, and I hereby call this Arizona Boxing MMA Commission meeting to order. Today is June 19th, 2019. With those commissioners in participating in today's meeting, please indicate whether they're participating by phone or in person.
This is Joe Pennington. I'm participating by telephone.
This is Scott Fletcher. I, too, am participating by telephone.
And this is Scott Peters, and I'm participating by phone. Great. We'll start with item B1, license applications. Pursuant to ARS 5-227, 5-228, A, B, E, and 5-229. There's a new license application submitted by Christopher Valario, DBA Thunderbolt Boxing LLC for a 2019 promoter's license. Mr. Director, would you please speak to this license application?
Yes, sir. Mr. Villarreal is going to be a new boxing promoter with Thunderbolt Boxing Promotions. He is partnering with Mr. Dennis Ryder, who will be his matchmaker, who is also a former promoter of Silverhawk Boxing out of Nevada. They have provided all the documentation needed, including financials, and then some, more than is actually required. The only thing that we have not received is the results of the fingerprint background check from Mr. Villarreal, and we expect those any day. So with everything in order, I do recommend that the Commission approve contingent upon a satisfactory background check.
Fair enough. Commissioners, do you have any questions for the Director?
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Executive Director, is Mr. Villarreal available? Is he on the phone or is he there in person?
Him and Mr. Ryder both are here in person, and they are at the podium available for questions.
Great. This is Joe Pennington. What has been your experience in promoting boxing events?
Commissioner, I've had none in the past, but I I've been partners with Mr. Ryder in various transactions and investments, mainly in real estate, for over the last 25 years. He has an extensive background in promoting and matchmaking, and that's why I've partnered with him, because of his experience.
Do you plan on doing your promotion for your boxing events in Arizona, or do you have multiple states that you'll be licensed in doing promotion in?
We'll be strictly in Arizona for now, but we would leave open the option to go into other states at a later date.
And what background do you have in marketing these sorts of events,
Again,
or in marketing in general?
I defer that to Mr. Ryder. As far as marketing, I've got a pretty good background in marketing. My college degree was in communications, public relations, and advertising was my core. I've been in real estate lending, developing, and sales for approximately 40 years. So I've got a pretty good background when it comes to marketing, whatever it is I'm trying to sell or accomplish.
Mr. Real, my questioning is really one of wanting you to be successful. We've had a lot of, several people that wanted to be promoters that tried it and were not successful. They lost money. And we want our promoters to be very successful. So I would encourage you to work with our executive director, making sure that all of the paperwork is done properly, all of the fighters are licensed, and all of them meet their physicals, and everything else that's required just from a technical standpoint to put on an event. And then I would just encourage you to use whatever marketing you can to help you be successful in this endeavor.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Mr. Chairman, I have no further questions or comments.
Thank you, Mr. Fletcher.
Chairman, if I may. Yeah, this is Scott Fletcher. Mr. Villarreal, I'm really pleased you're here. Promoters are, I think, the lifeblood of our boxing scene in the state. And good ones are really, really important to have. So I'm glad you're willing to undertake this. It's a tricky business, as Commissioner Pennington was talking about. It includes crafting appropriate events, timing them just right, and then selling tickets to them. And it takes a number of different abilities to do it well. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're willing to do so. And one nice thing is the commission has good people like Mr. Manassas, Mr. Becerra, who can, I think, guide you and help you with that too. As Commissioner Pennington said, we've seen some people spend some money doing this, and we've seen people have great success doing this too. So I'm glad you're here. Mr. Manassas, again, your recommendation is for approval. Is that correct?
Yeah, I ask that you approve, but I say maybe if we can add in the motion that it be stipulated contingent upon the background results coming back from his fingerprints being satisfactory.
Sure, absolutely. I'm sorry I'm not there. I'd love to shake your hand and chat more about this, but we'll have time for that hopefully going forward. I have no further questions.
Okay, if there's no other questions, then the chair would be open to a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we grant Christopher Villarreal a boxing promoter's license for doing business as, let me get back to this. I'm sorry that, let me apologize. Okay, I think I am back to where I need to read this on the agenda. Okay, pursuant to ARS 5-227, 5-228A, B, E, and 5-229, I move that we grant a new boxing promoter's license to Christopher Villarreal, doing business as Thunderbolt Boxing, LLC, for a 2019 promoter's license.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Gentlemen, was this not to be contingent on
Yes.
fingerprints? Yes. I'm sorry.
Correct.
May I amend my motion to say contingent on receipt of a fingerprint report that is not disadvantageous.
I will second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. No, sorry.
Just to be clear, I'll say your name, and if you could say aye or nay, please. Mr. Peters?
Aye.
Mr. Fletcher?
Aye.
Mr. Pennington?
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Okay, we're moving on to item C, event reports. This is a review, discussion, and possible action on the following event reports. AAC R19-2-B601. The following events were approved by the Executive Director from May 9th, 2019 to June 19th, 2019. And the first one is a request from Sweet Science Boxing Promotions in association with Thunderbolt Boxing for approval of the following 2019 boxing event to be held at Westworld in Scottsdale, Arizona on July 20th, 2019. And number two, the request from Iron Boy Promotions for approval of the following 2019 boxing event to be held at Celebrity Theater in Phoenix, Arizona on July 27th, 2019. Mr. Director, would you please speak to these requests?
Yes, sir. So Thunderbolt Boxing, they wanted to start moving forward on promoting a show as soon as possible. They had already secured some dates at Westworld, so before they were able to get reviewed and approved by the commission, they partnered with our local boxing promoter, Sweet Science Boxing Promotions, so they can do this next event on July 20th. Going forward, now that they're approved, after we get their fingerprint results, they will be doing their own show. They plan to do approximately 4 shows a year at Westworld, and these are planning on being heavyweight cards for all their events. The second one...
Heavyweight.
Yes, sir. The second one for Iron Boy, Iron Boy obviously being our local largest promoter, has another event. As you guys are aware, they do events monthly. This event is going to coincide with the weekend of the ABC conference, which is fun and exciting and also going to be quite busy on that Friday. We've already previously talked about and approved, but Friday is going to be LFA. Saturday will be boxing with Iron Boy, as well as the ABC officials conference that Saturday and Sunday, and then the commission conference begins on that following Monday. So that whole weekend will be a weekend filled with events, and it'll be exciting. The promoters have both offered the commission representatives coming out a group rate to attend the events, and so we've already started getting emails from various commissions that are planning on arriving early to attend either one or both of these events. So this will be a great time for us to showcase our officials and our talent here locally, as well as show that we have our best foot forward.
Great. And Commissioner,
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Menezes, I have on my calendar already an Iron Boy MMA event on the 27th. Is that changing to a boxing event?
Correct, yes. The calendar's been updated. They've decided to change that to boxing since LFA is having MMA the day before. Iron Boy did secure the date first, but because Iron Boy likes to work with other promoters and advance the sports here in Arizona, they decided to move it to boxing so that LFA could do their MMA event without interruption.
Great. Super. Sounds like it's going to be a very fun conference and a fun weekend.
Yeah,
as well as a lot of business getting done, too.
Yeah, they just said that this is so far the largest conference that they have ever done. They have exceeded the room capacity. They originally were at like 220 rooms held. They are over 680 rooms at this point. We have amazing guest speakers lined up. Representative Wenninger from the Arizona State House of Representatives is going to be presenting. We have retired boxer B.J. Flores speaking and talking. Retired MMA fighter Dan Severin is going to be speaking and talking. And then the keynote speaker is going to be the son of the late Senator John McCain, as the conference is dedicated in his honor this year. We were able to arrange Jimmy McCain to deliver the closing remarks at the banquet. So this is going to be a very great event with a lot of great speakers that we were part of helping arrange for this conference.
Super. Mr. Chairman, Mr. Menezes, can you send us or maybe you already have, and I just overlooked it, a schedule of events for the conference?
Oh, for the actual, you mean the agenda for the conference?
Yes.
Okay, yep. I'll send you the draft they have now available. The final one won't be done for a few more weeks, but I'll go ahead and send you the draft, what they're tentatively planning for now.
Sure. And also let me, if you don't mind, know where the conference hotel is going to be. I plan on being up there that weekend and need a place to put my head.
Sure. We'll send you all the registration links and everything so you can get registered for the conference.
Super, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Any other questions or comments from the commission?
This is Scott Fletcher. Just kudos. This is fantastic. I mean, it's important we take good care of these people, and it sounds like a great weekend brewing, so I'm really excited about it. Thanks for all your efforts.
Thank you.
I agree. Same here. Great job. And if there's no other questions, we can move on, correct, to item D of information reports. Review, discussion, and possible action on the updated 2019 event schedule. Mr. Meneses, would you speak to the 2019 event schedule, please?
Yes, sir. So this is the most updated one. As you can see, this month, June, last weekend, we had Sand of Arizona. That was the outside sanctioning body that we recently approved. They had a successful event. I was unable to attend. I was out of town, but one of our chief inspectors did attend. They had a Friday night banquet dinner, and then on Saturday and Sunday was their tournament. They had a great event, no serious injuries. They had 2 medical suspensions, but nothing where anyone had to leave in an ambulance or anything. They met all the requirements, and Mr. Pan got us everything timely and was very open in communicating with us and making sure this event was successful. So kudos to them. He's not in the room, but just so you guys know. This week, today we have weigh-ins for WFF. They have a private charity event. I'm sorry, not a private event. They have a charity event tomorrow at the Van Buren, which the ticket sales are benefiting the Henry Cejudo Scholarship Fund for students wishing to attend the Valiant College Preparatory Academy. And so this is a scholarship that Henry and his, I believe it's his brother had started. And so Henry and some other UFC stars are going to be in attendance tomorrow for this, and this is going to be a great event. This weekend we have IKF, another outside sanctioning body we recently approved. This will be their first event this weekend, Saturday, up in Cottonwood. They are made it a kind of a territorial event, Arizona versus New Mexico, so that should be pretty exciting. My goal is to try to make it up there for a little bit of the card and check that out. Going on to July, we talked about the conference going on. That's all been updated. You can see LFA and boxing going on. That'll be pretty exciting. And then other than that, it's pretty typical things we've already either talked about or other approvals that have come in. As you can see, it's still pretty steady with at least one show or more a month. However, we got Mr. Lopez from Rough MMA submitted 4 new requests yesterday for events that he is going to be doing at various tribal communities over the next several months from July through September, including some that are going to be featured on UFC's Fight Pass. And he also branched us out into the Fort Yuma Kashan area, and we are working with our new AG, Ms. Wagner, on finalizing a IGA with Kashan so we can get a few years out there with them and try to do quite a few events out there in Yuma.
Fantastic. Commissioners, any questions, comments regarding the schedule?
Mr. Chairman, if I may. Please. This is Scott Fletcher. Mr. Meneses, if you do get a moment with Henry Cejudo, will you please reiterate our desire to put on a home show for him at some point? Now that he's carrying 2 belts, it would be lovely for him to defend one of those in his own home territory. I spoke to him about it, that UFC card, back in, when was that, February, and he seemed very interested in such. So now that he's holding a couple of belts, tell him he needs to defend one of those on home turf.
I look forward to talking to him. I actually was able to attend his show 2 weeks ago up in Chicago, Illinois, and shadow the Illinois State Athletic Commission and attend that event. And so I got to sit cage side for that whole UFC show. And that was a great experience, as well as a learning experience from another commission that we were able to bring some ideas back. And I do expect to be seeing Henry this weekend and having a few moments to congratulate him and talk to him.
Awesome. Thank you.
great. No other questions or comments there. We'll go to item D2, and that's the 2019 commission meeting schedule. Mr. Meneses?
Yep, this is pretty simple and self-explanatory. The dates are there with the proposed dates. If any of these look like they're going to be an issue, please let us know. We're well in advance now that we can make some of these changes, but we will start sending all these confirmations out internally to our AG, our agency counsel, and reserving the conference room if there's no objections to any of these dates. Please let us know if you can, just a few weeks in advance if possible.
Kind of cut out there.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yep, that's all I have.
Sorry. Okay, oh, great. Gotcha. No questions from the commission?
None here.
None here.
Okay. Great. Moving on to item E, executive session. Is there a reason to go into executive session, commissioners?
I have no reason.
And neither do I.
Neither do I. So we will move on then to item F, summary of current events for ARS 38-431.02K. This is the time for the commission chair or any member of the commission or the executive director to give a brief summary on current events that affect the commission. It is informational only and no discussion may occur. Commissioners, do you have any remarks or Mr. Director?
I think I covered, probably did out of order a little bit and covered a lot of the things that I would normally talk about in here. The only thing that I would just update the commission on is the unsanctioned events that we have prior investigated and had submitted to the county attorney's office is still moving forward. The county attorney's office has added additional charges to the subjects of that investigation, and we are looking at the next court date of being in early July and moving forward on that case.
Okay, very well. Thank you. Any of the commissioners, is there anything to add?
I have none, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
I just have kudos. I think this case sends a message to everyone else as well. It's a great thing. I know it's taken a lot of time, but thank you. I think it sets the right tone.
Absolutely, and great work on that. We need some teeth to back us here, so it's good. That definitely discourages the others doing the same. So fantastic. We'll go to item G, call to the commission. Commission members wishing to ask any questions or make comments must be recognized by the chair. Action taken as a result of the commission members' questions and comments will be limited to staff answering questions or directing staff to study the matter or reschedule the matter for further consideration at a later date. Commissioners, would you like to share?
Mr. Chairman, I do have a request, and that is if our new Attorney General representative could just give us a brief bio, a brief background on her, what she's been doing and how she came to the commission and what her interests are in boxing and mixed martial arts.
I can certainly do that. I recently moved to Arizona about 1.5 years ago. I have been in the protective services section for that 1.5 years doing juvenile dependency work. Prior to that, I lived in Minnesota for about 20 years, and I was a prosecutor and did private practice in various areas of law, including being a city attorney for several small towns in Minnesota. When this job posting came up, it was something completely new and completely different. I've always been a fan of the different areas that the Department of Gaming encompasses, so I thought this would be a unique and good direction for my career to take.
Well, it is unique. There are not many of you out there.
No, there's not. They don't prepare you for this in law school.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Mr. Fletcher, do you have any remarks?
I am all set. Thank you.
Very well. Okay, we'll move on then to item H. It's called to the public. Any members of the public here in attendance that would like to speak?
You do have a few that are here. I don't know if anyone wants to speak. One of them is knows you from before when you had Lion's Den. He was hoping to see you today. Did you want to? speak or anything or say anything?
Scott
Just come up here
Peters.
so he can hear you up here.
Scott, how you doing, man? This is Mac Jones. You probably don't remember me, man.
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time listening or hearing rather. Can you please repeat?
My name is Mac Jones. Scott, how you doing, man? It's been a long time since I saw you. I was in one of the meetings here a couple of months ago. You were here. I haven't seen you since. I trained at the Lions Den with you, man. Matter of fact, you were pretty hard on me. But now I'm a cut
Right,
man.
okay.
Now I'm a cut man, so I usually attend these meetings at least once, at least as much as I can. So you probably don't remember me. Once you see my ugly mug, you will.
Fair enough.
All right, Scott. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Thank you. Thanks for helping.
Looks like nobody else. Looks like nobody else wants to come forward.
Nobody else is up. Okay, great. If that's it for call to the public, we'll move to announcements, which is the next regularly scheduled commission meeting, which is going to be held at 10 o'clock a.m. on Wednesday, month 0019. I should probably reread these things.
Yeah, so the version's been updated. The version's been updated, so the next regularly scheduled commission meeting will be at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, July 17th, 2019. Apologize for that.
Very well.
I love your pronunciation.
Oh, man.
I might have trouble making that run 00. Might be tricky.
00.
I probably would have read anything right there, huh? Anyway, so great. Well, that's great. So that's all we have for the meeting. And then if the chair would be open to adjournment.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we adjourn.
Mr. Chairman, I second.
We have a motion to adjourn in a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye. And do we need to share our names?
Do a roll call?
Yeah, I'll do a quick roll call. Mr.
Okay.
Fletcher,
Aye.
Mr. Pennington,
Aye.
Mr. Peters.
Aye.
Motion passes. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
You guys have a great day.
Welcome, Ms. Wagner.
Thank you.
10:28.